Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally. Today is day 7 of our 12 days of Christmas, and we had a couple of different options of what to choose for this challenge, but I chose to do last minute gifts. Now, these would be things that you might have on hand so that you could make a quick gift for a neighbor or a teacher or a friend or just somebody that you wanted to just remember at the last minute. And so here I am taking some lovely embossed paper that I have in my scrapbooking stash, and I am attaching it to a thicker piece of cardstock. And I'm simply Mod Podging them together and making a cone. Once I have that cone shape, I am using my hot glue gun just to get that together in the cone shape, and then I'm going to cut the top off and make that even. And then I am going to add some lace around the top edge and a little hanger just with the back part of the lace, just so that I'll be able to hang this up. Now, this is referred to as a tussie mussy or a nosegay, and has been around for hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of years. This is sometimes smaller with a little bouquet of flowers in it and worn around the waist or on the hair. It has all kinds of different applications, I guess. So you could certainly use your imagination, fill it with candy or little gifts. And so this is just something I thought would be cute to make for a last minute gift. And I thought that I would start here with some of the beautiful roses that I have in my stash. This reminds me of the little floral arrangements that you do on May Day and hang on your doorknob. Dating myself, no doubt. So here I have stuffed the cone with just a plastic grocery bag, and I am putting some dried, actual real moss from outside, and these roses right in. And then I decided it's a little plain, so it needs a tag. So I just had a tag from my pair of jeans I just bought, so I painted over the words. And I just took a little bit of scraps of rice paper florals that I had printed this spring for something else that I thought matched nicely with the green, and just added those on, put the tag on it, and that was it. So I thought this was very sweet. It would be cute for a grandmother or a teacher, a neighbor, just something, a welcome gift for somebody to the neighborhood, just something like that. So I thought that was sweet. You'll have to let me know what you think of this one. And then I did another one in the same idea, and then my third one is completely different. Here I've hung it with a children's little christening gown or dress here. I think is adorable. Now my second one, I had this thicker, shiny stock paper. This one's going to be a little bit stiffer, and I went through the same thing. I had this pretty musical wrapping paper, and so I just glued quite a bit of glue on this because I wasn't quite sure how it was going to work out with the stiffer paper, and I didn't want the shiny side to show, so I put that against the music. Again, rolled it in a tube, made it so that I could get it nice and tight at the bottom, and then just using my hand, just sort of separate it, make it open, glue the sides, then cut the top and trim that out. Now, I had some red twine in my stash that I thought would be cute to hang this one a little bit differently, so I used my 1-hole punch to just put some holes in the side and just add that. Now, this would be really cute with candy in it. I have this cute little truck with a tree in it that I got. It's a Christmas ornament last year at the dollar store. And that was kind of the inspiration initially, but as things went along, I actually decided not to use that. I will use that on my next last minute gift, which is different. This one, instead of stuffing it with a bag, I had some little items that I had gotten on another item at my dump last year, and I had pulled them all off because I needed the actual basket or whatever it was it came with. It's a little washboard and a little rolling pin and a little sack of flour, and it came with a couple of these little gingerbread people. So I took a piece of that fluffy fabric that I had left over from something, and I stuffed it with that, added the gingerbread on top of the little washboard, and then added the sack of flour on the rolling pin and stuck them in. And I thought this was really cute. This would be adorable in a kid's room. And then I'm gluing the bow on the front here, and this is where I initially thought I would hang the truck, and didn't really like it. So instead I just glued on the other gingerbread person on the front of that, and I think this is so sweet. This is something that you could keep up all year long as a kitchen decor, but I thought it would be really cute as a gift, not just for a child, but maybe somebody who likes to bake or somebody who likes primitive country. Could also use a little bit of dark wax to give that a little bit more of that color. For the next last minute gift, I had printed on rice paper these pretty scenes from the graphicsfairy.com, and they actually say something at the bottom about soap, and so I end up using this you'll see if you've been following along with my videos in the last week or so, I'm going to end up using both of these same scenery. One is larger than the other, and I'm going to use them in two different ways. And so in this one today, I am decoupaging this rice paper to a piece of scrap board that I have simply sanded and made smooth. And then once the Mod Podge is dry, I want to make this very vintage looking. So I took my dark wax and went around the wood edge to make it look framed out. And then I also used the dark wax on primarily the edges of the picture itself. And then here I am using an inspiration from Lisa at the Shabby Cottage. She did a shadow box, and she used actual scraps of green trees to make that have a 3D effect. And I had these little pics from some Christmas thing last year, so I thought that would be a great thing to do here. So I am just gluing those right on top. I am doing one on one side to look like a tree and one on the other side to look more like a shrub. And then to add that truck, I am using just a small little Scrabble piece, but you could certainly use one of those blocks, towering tumble blocks or what have you that they sell at the Dollar Tree to make something pop off. And then once I have this dry, I had mixed up for a different project some of my creamy colored linen paint with some baking soda, and I decided to go ahead and use this as my snow. I didn't want pure white because I have a much more vintage style in my home. I am just giving it more of a snowbank underneath the car and around the base of the car to hide that soap lettering, as well as giving this the look of that. Now I could have done that first, but I was afraid that I wouldn't get the glue to stick for the car, so it was a little more challenging to get the brush under there, but it worked out. And then I took that brush and just dotted on, just pouncing some of the greens, and then I decided to highlight some of the picture itself, and just on the roof where snow would have fallen. I think this would be such an adorable gift to give to anybody really that has this style. Now obviously you could use any scene, angels or snowmen or a child's Christmas scene, or you could do a nativity, and instead of snow maybe make the Jesus swaddling cloth out of drop cloth or fabric to make that more of a 3D. There's so many things. So I would love to know what you think of my 3 last minute gifts in today's video, and make sure that you stay tuned. I have some really sweet things coming up in the next few days. If you haven't seen the last 6 days of Christmas, make sure you go back. Please hit subscribe and the bell if you have not. I know that YouTube does not always notify you. And don't forget to check out Brenda and Amanda's channels, as well as the playlist of all the other creators. I hope you like this video. I would love a comment. I thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.